Greetings and blessings, everyone. My name is Alsharon of the GodStar. I am in service to Source, to planet Earth, and to every starseed incarnated upon planet Earth. It is an honor, privilege to be here once again. Normally, our time apart is a little bit longer, but I thought I would take advantage of the opportunity while this one is here and not on his travels and work. So one thing that we have not really broached or spoken about a great deal is the awakening process. For there is a great deal that is going on, but there are also many starseed out there who are floundering, who are unsure of themselves, who are unaware of the direction that they need to go. When you are awakening, it is like waking up from a dream. It is like opening a door that you didn't even know was there. We have spoken a great deal on the other side regarding the awakening process, seeing if it can be done better or easier for some people. And unfortunately, that has not been the case and not happening for different reasons, which I can get into in a little bit. It can create a great deal of change in your life, sometimes scary change. You notice that when you begin awakening, all of a sudden things become very exciting. You start connecting with people who have this knowledge, this awareness, and you are like a sponge and you are drinking it all up in a massive way. And the bottom line is, it's even more than this, you see. They become like teenagers where they think they know everything. They have all the answers. But in truth, the beginning is very exciting, but it is a beginning. For many of you, and for most of you, you have been raised to believe things in a certain way. And now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you begin awakening. And it's because it's time for that awakening to occur. And the best thing that you can do is to remain fluid, remain open. Don't bottleneck yourself into believing something so much that you are unable to see anything else. So I wish to speak to you about the awakening process in such a manner. I'm going to speak to you with regards to different levels. Now, what I will describe may or may not happen with all of you. It may only happen with some of you. Each one of you is different, and the way your awakening has occurred has been unique unto yourself, although it could be the same as somebody else. There's going to be different nuances that are just unique to you. So I want you to imagine a building that's 100 stories high. So it has 100 levels. And all of a sudden, one day you become aware of this building. And you go, wait a minute, there's something about this building. There's something that draws me to this building. I don't know what it is. And your curiosity begins to kick in. So you go and you open the door and you walk into the first level. You realize certain truths that perhaps you have felt like an outsider. Perhaps you have felt like, what do they say, the black sheep of the family. There have been those who have said that they felt as though they were adopted in their normal family, even though they weren't. He was one of them. You might have some amazing experiences on this first level. You might become aware of spirit. You might become aware of those who have crossed over. You might see a UFO or have an experience with extraterrestrials. All sorts of different things occur. And on this level, there are many different voices for you to listen to, books for you to read, channelings to listen to, all sorts of manner of things. And it almost becomes like a jumble after a while, almost like a mess where there's so much and you don't even know which way to look. So you grab onto something that seems plausible. Perhaps it resonates, feels right. And so you delve into it and you go with it. And before you know it, and this may even happen without you even being aware of it, you find yourself on the second floor, the second level. There's a few people there that you had met in the first layer, in the first level, that aren't there anymore. They've moved on. You moved on. Some of the things that you held as true is still true, but then there's one or two things that you thought could be true, but turns out they're not true for you. You're listening to people. Some people are trying to convince you of this or that, or whatever the case may be. Still, it can be confusing. You're trying to make a determination of what this is all about, what to believe. And again, before you know it, you find yourself on the third level. And this will continue for a little while. You'll be dropping some people and picking up some new people, dropping some things, some truths, picking up new truths. But all of a sudden, around level 10, you start getting little nuggets of information, of truths that don't feel like the other truths. And when you move from level 10 to level 11, that truth has become deeper. This is a truth that you will discover is true no matter what level you are on. And as you move up in the levels, the number of events that happen in your life, these synchronicities where you have an interaction with an extraterrestrial, or you have these serendipitous events occur that are just magical and beyond amazing, they begin to slow down or stop altogether. They're not as needed. But then you see that happens, and all of a sudden you ask a simple question. You're like, what's wrong? What have I done? Why have these amazing events stopped? They've stopped because you don't need them anymore. It's almost like Spirit is trying to hook you in. It's hard to believe. you're born. And as you grow up and you go to school and you come home and you play and you have dinner and you have your bath and you do your homework and you're growing up and you're playing with your friends and you begin to discover about girls or boys. You begin to become much more active at school and you decide to go to the school dance or be part of committees and excel in learning or whatever the case may be. You then go to university and get a career and you end up getting married and beginning a family and all of a sudden one day something approaches and opens that door and then you begin to wonder, where has this been? You begin to wonder, am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? At first, you're very excited and you will speak to anyone about these amazing experiences you are having and about the amazing things that are going on in your life and these amazing connections. And all of a sudden, you have family or friends going, what is wrong with you? You're scaring me. You're losing the plot. And they don't understand. And then this begins conflict within you. You begin to become more quiet, more reserved, not speaking your truth as much. You don't like being judged. You don't like being criticized. You think that you must alter how you are for the sake of family or friends. You hear amazing things like twin flames, star seeds, healers, readers, channelers. You wish to explore it all. And around every corner you have these people telling you, oh, well, to be spiritual, you have to do this. You have to follow these rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. You have to do this. You have to be like that. You have to do this so many times every day. You have to do this for at least an hour every day. So on and so on and so on, to where it becomes heavy. Until you finally reach that level where you come to a startling conclusion. There aren't all of those rules. There are simple rules. Follow your heart and guidance. Trust your intuition. Have trust and faith within yourself for yourself. You want to know the rules of spirituality? I have just given them to you. 3 rules in a nutshell. You walk this path doing the best you can. And then you have certain other realizations. You find your path widening, growing, expanding. You discover that spirituality is becoming more and more important to you. Walking a spiritual path is much more important to you. I'm not referring to being, say, a reader or a healer or anything, but living that life of being a spiritual individual. And it costs you relationships, marriages, friendships, family connections. What do? You have another epiphany, another realization. you finally reflected on your life. And no matter what has occurred, you realize a startling truth. You are right where you are meant to be, and the choices that you have made in your life has led you to that moment. And you have another epiphany, another realization. Your experiences, your life, you have learned from it, you've grown from it, you've done your best with it, and you realize you cannot regret anything. To walk a spiritual path on planet Earth at this time it takes courage. There are many people who hide. They hide themselves away. They want to be spiritual, so they will only interact with other people who are spiritual like them. They do it within religions as well. They do it in many different ways, in many different situations, because they don't want to be challenged. They don't want to have to stand up for what they believe in. They simply want to coast. They don't want to find that balance in their life where they can be very, very spiritual and carry on a conversation like it is any other day with a relative who is religious, without getting into beliefs and without getting into strife, or being able to interact with people in a job or in a grocery store or wherever the case may be. Just because you are spiritual doesn't mean you shouldn't allow yourself to be entertained with television or with sporting events or with concerts or whatever the case may be. Everything in moderation. Let go of the rules. Awakening now is a milestone, more than you know. This is your opportunity to connect more with home here while you are incarnated. You have no idea how sacred you are, how amazing each one of you is. For those of you listening who are here, feel free to start typing in your questions. I do not want to take a great deal of people's time, but one thing that you must realize and understand, and this goes no matter what level you are on in your awakening process. A couple of things to remember. Number one, there are those who are not as awakened as you are. And there are those who are much more awakened than you are. And it doesn't matter. And this is why it does not matter. Because Your path is just that, yours. When you awoke, when you went through your awakening, it was the exact right time for you. For this one, it was a long time ago in this life, by design. Your awakening has also been by design. Discernment is a key element in this process. But you will have your opportunity to learn about the universal keys soon enough. Jessica, there has been a shift. There has been an opening that occurred in preparation for something that is coming very, very soon, which has to do with the DNA and RNA upgrade and activation, which is going to be happening on your equinox. Well, the beginning of it happens on the equinox. The completion will occur on the solstice in December. Sharns, Tehuya O'Connor, you do not like it here, you're just trying to cope. Well, I would suggest that you begin liking it here because you are here for a reason. Every starseed is on this planet because you have volunteered to be here. You are the ascended masters of Earth. There are many who have been awakening, and it's a part of the awakening process where you go into that mode where you don't like it here, where all you can think about is going home to your true home. And that is part of the process. The thing to do is to accept and begin to accept within yourself the fact that you are here for a reason, and it is because of your love and compassion for this world and for what is happening that you are here. And that your journey on this planet, in truth, although it will not be over after this incarnation, it is coming to a conclusion, shall we say. So do not despair, because you are not alone. Ilona, how to take back your true power and ability. It begins with believing in yourself, having trust and faith in yourself. You want the key? That is it. Sasa, can you tell us about psychic attacks by AI? For the most part, they are not attacking Starseed, believe it or not, because they're too much into the mundane. With regards to the starseed, for the most part, they are protected, because you have to understand something. Let us hypothetically say everything on this planet falls. this planet is going to be destroyed. Every starseed would be taken off of this planet in a heartbeat. There would only be a certain number of native humans, the humanity of Earth, that would be taken off of here and would be relocated on another planet. They would not remove all of them. Certain things have been put into place, shall we say. In all honesty, my advice to you is very simple. Focus simply on what is within you. Do not buy into the fear that is around. If you try and buy into that fear, you will draw that to you. But they still will not come after you because there is no reason to. Angie Taylor, your question. You hope that you are being open to opportunity and letting go of expectations. Your awakening has been rather quick in a way. However, taking in so much and willing to be in a space of truth will always change and accept and trust. Your awakening has been very quick and new. And if you follow your heart and guidance, very, very soon, and you know what I am referring to, your life will change dramatically. Sharns, how does one know what your purpose is? It is within you. So, my suggestion to you would be for you to take your time and go within and find within that which is your passion, which screams within you. That will assist in guiding you to that purpose. Anake, why is Cryon saying the opposite? What is he saying? And you tell me what he is saying. I will tell you why it's the opposite. And I will tell you a little bit more as well if you really want to know. Yes, lose the fear. And you are supported in so many ways. Marcia, you are doing fine, only you need to focus more within. You need to focus more on believing in yourself. Do not worry about other people so much. Simply a suggestion. Valda. I would say yes. Beck. This is an extremely excellent point. I am being guided to do so much right now. I am concerned about fitting it all in and whether or not I will miss the bigger item I'm being guided to do. The guidance that comes from your guides and everything is coming to you from the quantum. You may receive 10 things all at once. It doesn't mean that you have to focus on all 10 things right now. Discern within yourself on which item or items you should focus on now and which can be focused on later on. That will be much easier and much better in that regards. Anake Zooks, if you are still here, I am curious on what you feel Cryon is saying is the opposite. Craig Adset. This is your first time. Welcome. And you are wondering if you are a starseed. Yes, you are. Becky, your dreams are more vivid and you astral travel and you're remembering more of them. Why? These are common abilities that you have, natural abilities, that are not being blocked in this incarnation. So as you awaken, as you become more aware and you have these experiences, you will begin to remember more. It is important to discern and take your time. I would highly recommend that you record what you are experiencing, because if you record it, whether it is by voice or writing it down, whatever, but if you do that, what will end up happening is a month from now or 2 months from now, you will go back and read what you have written or listen to what you have said, and you will discover patterns and you will discover information that you wouldn't notice otherwise. I am not saying that it will be destroyed. I was making an example, is all that that was. Okay. The planet will be moving into a higher dimension, but it is still quite some time away before that'll happen. It's not going to happen in your time on this planet, not in this incarnation or anyone else's. Right at the moment, it is looking to be around 4,000, just over 4,000 years from now. But in the grand scheme of things, and looking at it from the quantum space, it is moving in that direction. So I did not say that this planet is going to be destroyed. It is not going to be destroyed. I was simply making a point on something else. Marcia, are Arcturians here healing us? There are Arcturians here. They are mainly working with Arcturians, though, who are incarnated on this planet. You have to understand, you have individuals here, starseed here, who are from over 100 different worlds, both in this galaxy, but from other galaxies as well. There is generally at least one ship from each one of these worlds that is in the general vicinity and that work with those individuals who are from the same area that they are from, but who are incarnated upon the planet. So generally the Arcturians who are here and who are focused on the healing are doing that to their own people, for their own people, for the Arcturians who are incarnated here. So okay, when you Sharns, when you astral travel, there is like a golden cord between your soul that is doing the astral traveling and your physical body. This will not detach, and it is not meant to detach. When that detaches, you generally will not be going back into your physical body, so you do not need to worry about that. Family's here with me, sending healing to anyone asking for. That is wonderful. Glennis, you have very vivid dreams and remember them. You dreamt of flying, aliens, etc. Last night you were told to study criminology. Should you follow this, although you have felt you should concentrate on healing? I personally feel that it is your opportunity to discern. I know which direction that I would guide you in, but in this particular situation, I believe that it would be much more conducive for you to discern within and be very clear, because there are many times when guides will come up to you and say, you should do this or you should do that, and you really shouldn't. It is your opportunity to discern, and they want to see if you will discern. So I'm going to ask you a question. When you think of criminality, or criminology rather, and you think of healing, just those two items, what resonates within you? What is higher than the other? Answer that question. The first thing you need to do, Craig, you feel lost in over the past 8 months. You suffered a lot of anxiety and it's been hard to handle. What you need to do, Craig, step back. Let go of the judgment, let go of the criticism of self, of others, of all of it. Worry not about it. Start honoring yourself. Start doing things that respects and honors yourself. Listen within yourself. This is highly important. This is very, very important. It is important to move forward in a way that is conducive to who you are. You're going through a process of awakening and of change, and it's a confusing time for you. This is your time to sit back and honor who you are. Take your time with it. Really discern that which resonates and which does not. There are those here who can assist you along that journey. Be patient with yourself and be fluid. Don't box yourself in. That would be my suggestion. Becky, what is coming? You feel something big is coming. You are feeling an energy that is coming. It is some time away yet, and I cannot go into much in the way of details, but suffice it to say, change is in the air because things are moving forward, not backwards. You look around yourself and you wonder, how are you going to come out of this spiral that it seems this world is in? And if you look a little deeper, you'll see that you are moving forward in a multitude of different ways. Don't worry so much about what is coming. Focus on yourself in the now moment of time. And if you do that, you will be prepared and ready for whatever comes. highly important here. Well, of course, Aneki, Cryon also says that if you listen to anything that makes you feel not at peace and love, then you should know it doesn't reason with you. That is basically the terminology, if you will, of discernment. Does it resonate within your heart? You see. Does it uplift you? Does it bring you joy? Do you feel tingles? People experience discernment in different ways. My suggestion is very simple. No matter what information you read or hear or listen to, you should discern. If it resonates, explore it, experience it, see where it leads you. If it does not resonate, do not judge it, do not criticize it, but rather put it on a shelf or throw it away. If it is something that you require later on, it will come back around then. There are beings from over 100 different worlds on this planet of starseed. Every single starseed is here for the same reason: to assist this planet and the humanity of Earth in their evolution and ascension. However, they have their own stories. They have their own truths, their own beliefs, their own ways of doing things. Not all starseed are of light. You see. So there are many starseed here who have their own truths, who have their own beliefs. And so what resonates and what is truth for one individual may not be for another. It is discernment. And I am very familiar with Cryon, and I know that Cryon speaks of this. And he has spoken of this for a long, long time. I am fully aware. For Cryon is a very, very dear friend of mine. Glynis, what is the difference between a light worker and a starseed? A light worker is a starseed. There are different kinds of starseed. Let me go over a few of the different kinds of starseeds on the planet. You have what is termed a placeholder. Now, this is a starseed who generally does not awaken. They run energy. So wherever they are, energy comes in and they send it out throughout the planet. They generally don't awaken. They live normal lives. This is what they do. Then you have watchers. These are starseed that maybe a third to a half of them will awaken. The rest will not. And they are very, very observant. They watch people, they watch things, they watch events. And they go up at night, up to the ships, and they give their insights from the human perspective, from the perspective of someone incarnated here. Then you have dark workers. They serve darkness. They're not evil, they're not demons. They simply serve darkness. So their focus is on chaos. They feel that chaos and confusion and things like this create a better sense of evolution. And you have to ask yourself if they aren't at least somewhat correct when you look at a war, right? Let's say the World War II or the Korean conflict or Vietnam War or whatever. And there was all that destruction, all that death. But how far did they advance, technologically wise? How far along did they get in medicine, which has nothing to do with killing anyone? It has to do with saving lives. And they've been able to save much more lives because of what they've learned in those arenas. And so a dark worker would say, you see, chaos can fuel evolution. Then you have light workers. For light workers, it's about love, light, order, doing certain things step by step. Then you have guardians. And there's a couple of others, but I won't get into them at this time. So if you feel that you are a light worker, you would be a starseed as well. And you are a starseed, Glynis, and you already know that. Anake, our bodies is busy changing. I am one of those that is already feeling those changes. So if it is not in our lifetime, how is these changes now already happening? I feel all kind of different things happening in my head. I am in 2 months looking 10 years younger, not only in my face but also in my body. I am then making ready to leave this dimension. Well, the thing is as you awaken, you begin to access your true energy. When you are asleep here, you do not have access to your energy, your true energy. When you sleep at night, you may meet up with those who are from the same place that you are from on the other side, but consciously here, that energy is not coming through. But as you awaken, that energy is coming through. There is also updates going on with regards to the DNA. On the equinox that is coming up in a couple of weeks, I believe 2 weeks from yesterday, which is the 23rd, the High Council of the GodStar is going to be coming in and is going to be doing a very special light language activation of an upgrade of the DNA and RNA that is within the starseed. And this will continue until they complete with the second part of the light language activation, which will take place on the solstice in December. Now, what is happening, the DNA and RNA activations are actually activating the encodements that are within the DNA and RNA that have been placed into the starseed. These encodements cannot be accessed in any other way, and they cannot be activated in any other way. And as they activate, it will have sometimes, for some individuals, it will have a physical, actual manifestation happening for them. For other people, it will be more of an internal activation that increases awareness or abilities, things like this. So it just depends upon the individual as far as the encodements and how they activate. But you have to understand, right now, in this moment, this is the time each one of you as starseed has been waiting for. This is the time you have been praying for, asking for. The age of awakening. The purpose of which I have spoken of before, but I will reiterate now, is the more you awaken, the more you connect with your true energy, the more you connect with the quantum, which you also do as you awaken. You will bring in greater amounts and higher vibrational frequencies of the new energy. And once there is the right amount of new energy brought into the world, it will open a passageway to allow the movement into phase 3, which is known as the age of awareness. Now, you probably will not fully be into phase 3 in your current incarnation, but I can assure you of this: for many of you in your current incarnation, you will see great change occur on this planet. Marcia, I do not understand your question. Jonathan, is your life going to get better? Yes, your life is going to change, but it really comes down to your choices. And yes, James, light and dark do work together to bring balance. Marcia, there are star seeds that are not of the light. This does not prevent them from being star seeds. But that will be spoken of later on. For many of the star seeds, they still will have anywhere from 2 to 4 lifetimes. There are some star seeds who are coming on or who have been here over the last, they may have had, say, 10 to 20 lifetimes. They will be here longer. When it gets down to in about 4,000 years, there will only be approximately 12 starseed on the planet who will be assisting with the transition from third dimensional density into fourth and then fifth dimensional density. So everything is in hand. Craig, you are asking about a job. I am only going to say this. Put down what you think you can do and just do whatever is there. There is an opportunity that if you took a job that you may not necessarily go for or take, it will open up other doorways that you haven't thought about yet. Move out of the box. Become fluid in your search, and you will find something. Because you really wanted to know, Marcia. I am going to close here. I wish to thank each and every one of you tremendously for your participation and your questions. We will be doing this again. We will let you know when that will be. But in the meantime, I am Alsharon of the GodStar in service to Source, to this planet, and to every single starseed incarnated upon this planet. And I have, along with all of these who are behind me, who are with me, we have nothing but the greatest love and respect for each one of you. We are here with you, and we will assist you in every way we can. Be true to who you are in every moment.